privilege and honor to announce the next speaker, because really this is a combination of one single dream for us to be here today in one room. Thanks to the vision of Venicia Guinot, who has, together with her team, gotten everyone around the world together to be here in this room. Venicia is a 3-time award-winning media entrepreneur. She's the publisher and editor at Tropics magazine. She's the president at Tropics Media Group and founder and creative director at the Tropics Business Summit. Please give her a warm welcome, Ms. Venicia Guinot.
Thank you, Paulina. Sani Bonani, bonjour, bon dia, buongiorno. Good morning, Your Excellencies. Mr. Vincent Karega, High Commissioner of Rwanda in South Africa. Mrs. Susanna Caputi, Ambassador of Bolivia. Mr. Saki Zamkaka, sorry, we don't pronounce the X like that in French. Mr. Saki Zamkaka is the Chief Executive Officer of the Gauteng Growth Development Agency, also called GDDA. Mrs. Phyllis Malope, who I warmly call Mama Phyllis, is the President and Founder of Pilani Development Center. Ms. Tintwalo Mama Cassandra Makubele. She is the General Secretary of SACONO, which is the South African non-profit South African Congress, how do you say it? Congress of Non-Profit Organizations. Mr. Olivier Kamanzi, President and founder of the AGCC, which is also known as the Africa Global Chamber of Commerce in Chicago. Mr. Dieudonné Mukenge, who is our parrain, as we say in French, because he was the first one that we met. So we went and asked, in French we say, before a child goes out of a house, he needs to ask for the way. So he doesn't go to his friends, he doesn't go to his brothers, he go and ask to the authority, to the parents to get the permission. So Mr. Mukenge is the one who gave us permission to host this event. Mr. Dieudonné Mukenge was at the time the head of political and economic affairs at the Embassy of the Republic of Congo, where it still is as well. Mr. Wissam Klai is head of political affairs and economic at the Embassy of Tunisia. Mr. Marius Meyer is the CEO of SABP, South African Board of People's Practices, and distinguished guest. Welcome. It gives me great pleasure to speak to you this morning, to welcome you most cordially at the official opening of the first Tropics Business Summit, hosted this morning at the Parktonian Protea Hotel. This event is the culmination of an enormous collective effort, which began in November 2017-2016, as Tropics magazine was about to turn 7 years old. From that moment, many institutions and individuals contributed in one form or another to express my appreciation, I'm really tense, please give me a minute. I'll tell you why I'm really tense, because my late mom died of breast cancer. So she was the one who actually initiated this project. So I can just see her somewhere sitting there. So I'm feeling her presence, and I hope she really is proud. This event is the culmination of an enormous collective effort which began in November 2016 as Tropics magazine was about to turn 7 years old. From that moment, many institutions and individuals contributed in one form or another towards this organization. And this grand meeting is indeed that. I should like to take this opportunity to express my appreciation to His Excellency Mr. Vincent Karega, Ambassador of Rwanda in South Africa, to Her Excellency Ms. Susanna Caputi of Bolivia, to Mr. Dieudonné Mukenge, Embassy of the Republic of Congo Brazzaville, to Mr. Olivier Kamanzi of the African Global Chamber of Commerce in Chicago, to Mr. Saki Zamkaka, CEO of the Housing Growth Development Agency, to Ms. Tinswalo Cassandra Makubele, General Secretary of SACONO, which is the South African Congress of Non-Profit Organization, to Ms. Alize Uterine. I know she would not like that. And she's the CEO of Alize La Vie Media in New York City. We'll never forget Malco Ebers from the New York Business Consultants in New York City as well. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 2 decades, our African continent has faced a lot of struggles, but that doesn't mean that our youth is not moving. Even so, we still have a very long way to go, and only through a joint effort will we be able, today or tomorrow, to reach our fundamental goal. In this sense, we consider this first conference of global stakeholders as taking a transcendental role for the future of the Tropics Business Summit, whether in South Africa or anywhere else in the world, but it always has to be on the continent. Distinguished visitor, let me express in the name of the local organizing committee our most sincere wish that the discussion and agreements resulting from the 2 days will bear the fruits and in a very impactful way, and most importantly, in the effective building of synergies among African entrepreneurs and those one coming from outside the continent. I wish to place on record here that we could not have chosen any other city to officially launch the first edition of the Tropics Business Summit, which is a multilingual business gathering. I couldn't have chosen any other city than Tata Madiba's land. It feels great to welcome all of you here today, all of you delegates from 15 countries around the world, from 3 continents. We managed to get you, all of you here, so I think this is a great step. It's a great leap of faith. I'm also really glad to share that all of you are coming from 3 continents, in countries such as Italy. I can see New York, I can see Belgium, I can see India, I can see Sri Lanka. There's Mauritius still coming. France is stuck on the road somewhere. So we are really great and grateful to have you here. So in fact, according to Dell Women Entrepreneur Cities Index, the city of Johannesburg and Nairobi, Kenya, are the only African cities this year listed in that rank. Why should it be that way? We should feel ashamed today not to have Congo, Mauritius, Guadeloupe, other countries on the African continent to also get onto that list. So today, I'm here to challenge you to get your own country onto that list, because Africa is not one country. Africa is a continent of 64 countries. So all countries need to step up their games, and they shouldn't wait for the government to send the elevator down to them in order for them to start moving. Lastly, I'll say that our diversity at Tropics Magazine, we say we pave the way forward. So we believe that there's no use for us to claim that we are an African magazine. We should say we are a magazine, because other magazines on other continents, they never say we are a European magazine or we are a French magazine. Why should always African entrepreneurs identify themselves with the adjective African? We can see you are African, we can see your skin color, you can tell that I'm from Africa, so I don't have to prove continuously that I'm from Africa. We need now to prove in action what we can achieve, what we can share with the world, and we don't have to close ourselves in this bubble where we think that we only have to work among black people or among white people. I want to see this diversity being translated in each of your organizations. So that's my second challenge. My third challenge will be, I won't say go and learn French, because I think it's quite difficult, but I'll say let's go out there and start exporting our own cultures. How do we export our cultures? It's through us. People today, entrepreneurs today, needs to become business cards. I want to challenge African entrepreneurs to network here today. I don't want you guys to to take all your business cards from your bags. I want you to go out there, talk to your neighbor, and tell them who you are. What's your name? What do you do? Without taking your business card out of the bag. Because you are not your business card, you should be able to say what you do on a daily basis and prove it. So our diversity, as I was saying, still is our greatest strength. So let's see how we can connect today, build synergies during the summit, and pave the way forward for the next generations. In the wise words of Tata Madiba, of course, I dream of the realization of the unity of Africa, whereby its leaders combine in their efforts to solve the problems of this continent. That's my message today. African entrepreneurs shouldn't go and wait for foreign investments to come. They need to start building their own empire. So you should, if you have to start today, start with what you've got. I started my magazine with $0 in my pocket. I was sitting in my aunt's room in Rhodoport, in Veltevreden Park. I was 17 years old when I came in this country. I knew no one, and today I'm just amazed that God has just opened doors for me through Mama Sakono, through Mama Tinswalo. So this proves that South Africa, the African continent, is a land of opportunities. I'm against this idea that says we must always go to Europe. We must always go to America. Africa is where it is happening. So don't wait for Forbes to tell you. I'm telling you today, so you can take me up on that challenge. So I say thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Venicia Guinot, and I'm the founder of the Tropics Business Summit. Today is really a big day because we are so happy because a great load has been lifted up. So now we really are looking forward to closing the sessions, and we also are ready to make some few announcements. So please look out for that, and we really call on entrepreneurs wherever they might be coming from to join us next year. Bonjour à tous, bonsoir, buongiorno, mbote. Je suis Venicia Guinot et je suis très ravie d'être au Tropics Business Summit. Et ce soir, ça va aller down. Nous sommes au gala en direct du Hyatt Regency à Rosebank. Merci.